family said you would never achieve anything until they discovered I owned the building they worked in. I grew up as the kid no one noticed unless I messed something up. My brother Daniel was the loud achiever, my sister Claire the social butterfly. Me? I was the quiet one, the one relatives forgot to greet at gatherings. They said it jokingly, but it stuck. Evan? He won't achieve much. Too soft, too quiet. Not built for the world. I learned early how silence can make you invisible, even to your own family. My parents insisted I follow Daniel and Claire's successful paths, law and business. But I barely made it through high school, not because I was dumb, but because I never belonged where they pushed me. My father once said, loud enough for me to hear, "Don't expect much from him. He doesn't have drive." I remember that sentence more clearly than my own graduation. It became the background noise of my entire childhood. After turning 18, I got a janitor job at a small community college. Everyone laughed. Daniel said, "At least you'll already be holding a mop when your life falls apart." But that job changed everything. Maintenance workers talk to each other. I learned things by accident. Property codes, renovation budgets, how buildings age, how landlords think. I swept floors, but I also watched and listened. Silent kids learn the most. The head janitor, Mr. Mason, noticed. One night, he handed me a book on basic property investment and said, "You're quiet, not clueless. Quiet people see what others miss." That became my turning point. I spent nights studying zoning laws, foreclosure lists, tax auctions. While my family bragged about degrees and promotions, I spent my paychecks on tools, paint, and online classes. I fixed broken apartments for landlords, then saved like my life depended on it. At 21, I bought my first tiny, rotting studio from a tax auction. My parents laughed when they saw it. Claire covered her nose and said, "It smells like failure." But I renovated it myself. Every wall, every pipe, every night after work. When I rented it out, the check felt unreal. For the first time ever, I wasn't the quiet disappointment. I was someone building something quietly, brick by brick. Between ages 22 and 26, I bought 7 more rundown units, fixed them, rented them, repeated. My parents assumed I was still a janitor. They never asked. Daniel once joked, "You still cleaning toilets for a living?" I just shrugged. Silence was easier. They never knew that while they mocked me, I was negotiating loans, closing deals, repairing roofs, and building the foundation they never believed I could have. And then came the building. A 3-story office property downtown went into silent foreclosure. It was old, ugly, ignored. Just like I had been. I bought it through an LLC so no one would recognize my name. Spent 2 years renovating it. New wiring, new walls, new offices, a fresh lobby. It nearly broke me, but when I finished, it became the most profitable thing I ever owned. I kept one detail quiet. My family's company leased offices there. I didn't know, until my mother mentioned it, that Daniel and Claire's new corporate jobs were in a classy downtown building. She bragged about it nonstop. It's the kind of place you'll never get into unless you visit them. I kept quiet. One day, the building manager called. "Your tenants in Suite 3A are asking to speak with the building owner." They said it's urgent. Suite 3A, my family's company. I went in person. When I walked into their office with the property documents, Daniel's face dropped. Claire turned pale. My father whispered, "This is your building?" I nodded. Their boss stepped out and said, "Is everything okay, Mr. Holt?" My family froze at Mr. Holt. For the first time, they saw me. Not the quiet kid, not the disappointment.